Tanya MFK is the founder of Success by Design and co-founder of Modern Business Mastery and creator of Time Design. She specializes in helping individuals and businesses achieve their vision of success through honest and human honoring strategies. And with a background in applied neuroscience and a compelling personal journey of resilience and reinvention, Tanya has guided award winning directors, $1 million startups, and everyday dreamers to unparalleled success. And her mission extends to empowering children with the tools for self love and success, making her a transformative force in both personal and professional development. And as we prepare to delve into our conversation on the topic at hand, from adversity to mastery, the transformative journey of Tanya MFK, here is an exciting twist as always. Let us tickle her brain. So, Tanya, get ready for a rapid fire round of random words. I'll mention a few. Would love to hear the first thing that comes to your mind in response without thinking much if you're ready. Let's get started.
Let's do it.
Stress.
Necessary to use, not to keep.
Imagination.
What keeps us believing.
Inspiration.
Great, but not as powerful as a plan.
Future.
This moment right now.
Book.
Wisdom.
Aliens.
Interesting for someone else to focus on.
Universe.
Infinite.
Leadership.
Misunderstood, misused, but life-changing when done right.
Role model.
Something to embrace and question.
And the last one is success.
Required to define. Success, required to define.
Amazing. And that was spot on. Like you did very well in the first rapid fire round. And that's why I'm going to have one more second rapid fire round towards the end of the episode. So stay tuned. And Tanya, before I formally welcome you to the show, let me welcome the audience. So folks, you have tuned into TGV, and hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, where we embark on transformative conversations for a better future. And folks, we want to simplify and amplify your journey to success. I'm your host Naveen Samala, dedicated to making the world a better place by bringing you wisdom through valuable discussions with experts designed to simplify and amplify your success. And thank you so much for tuning in. And Tanya, hearty welcome to the Guiding Voice. Thank you so much for being part of our journey. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I am so excited to be here and to have these conversations that inspire us and help us design what we want. So I love all of it. Very excited.
Same here. And Tanya, you have had a remarkable journey, starting your first business as young as 11 and supporting yourself completely since 15. So what were some of the key lessons you learned in those early years that still influence your work today?
Oh, some of the early years. I would say out of all that, the 3 lessons, one of the things is definitely simplify. I had so many years of trying to be all the things, to do all the things, to create an empire, realizing I didn't really need an empire, nor did I actually want it. I didn't need to do everything, help everyone. And the superpower I think I found in that was doing less, but better. And the other thing is clarity. Like, take time to not just know what you want, but why. Understand that your true motivation, what it is, and clarify that for your vision. So simplify, clarify, and then I would say consistency over intensity. It's rampant in our space to hustle, to work, to go, we got to do everything. But I believe consistency over intensity. There's enough time. You're not behind. Enjoy life. Show up consistently for all things life and business, and you'll be okay. Those are the 3 things I would say.
Okay. And again, this is a similar question, but more in terms of your success mantra. So please talk to me about 3 things that have contributed to your success.
Well, I'll be honest. I think having the loss that I had, losing my husband to cancer, this was a huge wake-up call to stop putting off my life to live at a later date. Right. So it really fueled a sense of adventure, not doing the practical things. I always think I got to do the practical thing, but it pushed me out of that and really seeing firsthand that I can get through anything. So I think that's one big contributor. Follow through is a huge one. I was let down a lot. I was given many false promises as a kid. And I think that disappointment and mistrust really fueled my desire to be reliable. So I am someone that does what they say they will. I keep my appointments, I'm organized, I communicate, and I do what I say. So that consistency has served my clients and my business really well through the years. And lastly, I would say love, maybe love and poverty, as strange as that sounds, because I really have a soft spot for humanity and what we go through and what we do. And so this desire to truly help others is just has really fueled a big part of our success and our compassion for how we work with others and move through the business.
Got it. And facing significant personal challenges like becoming a widow at 25, right? And dealing with betrayal during pregnancy. How did you find the strength to start over and build a successful career? I was surprised when I have gone through your story and now you are standing tall here. So I would like to.
Yeah, it's very intense for those of
Yeah.
you just kind of learning that not only did I lose my husband to cancer at an early age, but when I did rebuild my life many years later and started to have a business, I was betrayed by my mentor who actually took all our money and left. And so I would say I found the strength after 3 weeks of first being depressed. Let's be honest. Like I didn't just
Yeah.
jump right out. But the truth is I couldn't have imagined getting through the loss of my husband before it happened either. So when you walk through these things in life, when you face them, you prove things to yourself. You see what you're capable of. And that loss gave me a new view of life. And so when my business partner took all of our money and disappeared, I was incredibly hurt. But I learned from previous losses that you don't question why. You don't go, why did this happen? Because the answer will never be good enough, right? The
Yeah.
question to ask is what now? And that it was that question that got me moving to the next steps, finding that job again, and then realizing I was ruined for all other types of work, starting my own business, and eventually taking that chance to live a nomadic life with my family for 4 years, and then starting a new life abroad. It was really the what now question that was probably the thing that got me through.
Wow. Amazing and so inspiring at the same time. And Tanya, the modern business mastery brand, right? You emphasize on master yourself to master your business. So, can you elaborate on how this personal mastery translates to the business success?
Yes. Well, master yourself to master your business is our mantra
Yeah.
because personal growth and business success are intrinsically intertwined. Your ideas and your business models just not enough. I've witnessed great ideas with plenty of funding behind it and watched them fail because the person at the helm was a mess. They were unhappy. So first, understanding yourself, understanding your strengths, weaknesses, emotional triggers. This helps you handle business and challenges much better. Having that high emotional intelligence is going to improve communication and conflict resolution. Yourself is a huge part of the business, and we forget that they are not separate. So many years of telling us to keep work life and personal life separate. We are our businesses. And so having that discipline and consistency are key, which means for yourself, building and sticking to good habits beats your sprints and burnout, right? You learn to build reliability and trust with your team and clients because you've learned how to show up for yourself. Running a business is tough. And so that personal mastery and self care is going to help you bounce back from setbacks and manage stress. Having that clear vision, all of those things are really about you. It's about understanding yourself. And too often we're too focused on the marketing plan and the sales plan. And we go, oh, I'll worry about myself later. But if you're a mess, if you're overworked, if you're underserved, life is chaotic, you're not enjoying your hours, your days, your weeks, your business will suffer. So it takes
Yeah.
the combination of a healthy self and a healthy business to create joyful success, not just monetary success. And if you don't know how to enjoy life now, it's not going to be easier when you have 8 figures in the bank.
Love it.
You
Love
know?
it, Tanya. And you also regularly speak about the neuroscience of success, right? So, can you explain some key insights from this field and how can they be applied to achieve personal as well as professional success?
Oh, yes. This is the fun one. So, I do have a background in applied neuroscience, and I love to infuse neuroscience with my work because to me, it's fascinating to be able to use your biology for your own success, right? I'm naturally organized. So a lot of time people ask, how do you do it? I go, I don't really know the answer to that. I'm just naturally organized. But when we come to neuroscience, there are inner workings of understanding how we're wired that you can use to create success. So you can stop beating yourself up for things and start harnessing your natural process to help you succeed. And so these can be simple things like understanding salience, understanding that your brain is wired to pay attention to danger. So no amount of willpower is going to keep you from noticing those notifications on your phone. Doesn't matter how hard you try, your brain's wired for that. We want that. But if we know that our brain's wired for that, then what we can do is we can set our environment up for focus, right? Our brain is wired to pay attention for about 30 to 45 minutes outside of moments of flow, if you're familiar with flow. So if you can turn off your notifications and set an alarm for 30 minutes, you can create an incredibly focused work sprint by using the natural flow of your brain.
Yeah.
Or something as simple as understanding emotional contagion. That's when you catch the emotions of those around you. It sounds wild, but it's if we have bad energy, if you want to say around you, that will affect your performance. And so this is why with our clients, we have a very strict none for 90 rule. I really encourage you guys to adopt this. A none for 90, which means no email, no social media for the first 90 minutes upon working. So this way you don't catch the emotions of others in your inbox. Their emergencies are not your emergencies. I always tell my clients, inbox is just a list of other people's agenda for you. Okay. You have your agenda. Start with that one first. And also is social media. You don't know, or the news. You don't know what's going to show up when you open. Could be great news, could be bad news. Save that emotional contagion for later. In the beginning, you set the tone for your day. So none for 90. And the last thing I'll say that I love in neuroscience that I think is so powerful for people to understand is the difference between the DMN and the CN. It's going to sound a little wonky at first, but hold with me, right? So the DMN is your default mode network. That is when you're thinking. And then you have your central executive network. That's when you're in action. You can only be in one of those brains at one time. You can't be in both. So if you're thinking, you can't be in action. And if you're action, you can't be thinking. So if you're trying to move yourself into motivation, you're trying to think your way to motivation, it won't happen. You have to act your way into motivation. You have to start doing the thing to start feeling motivated to do it. And so this is just such amazing things that you can harness from just the basic understanding of the brain and neuroscience that I like to put into our work.
Wow. It's fabulous. I loved none for 90. I follow similar thing, none for 90 in the sense, none for 90 the moment I wake up. Okay, so I don't touch any devices. And
Yes.
I try to apply same thing, none for 90 before I go to bed also.
I love it. Yes. And
Right.
that's a bonus round, none for 90 at bedtime. That's it's amazing. And it's incredible, simple little things. We look, I'm not a neuroscientist. I have a background in applied neuroscience, but we make it like it's something so far from us. Like, oh, well, that doesn't apply to me. We all have brains. It applies to us. And understanding this stuff, we can use our own natural essence of our inner workings for our success. So it's a great hack. I love it.
And Tanya, you prefer the term time design over time management, right? So what is the difference and how can people start designing their time more effectively?
Yes. I love the idea of time design over time management because time design is about intentionally creating your schedule rather than trying to control it, right? Time management is my schedule's ended up this way and I'm going to try to navigate it or get understanding of it. But when you're designing it, you are proactively planning how to spend your time to align with your goals and values. So I could easily put my schedule out and say, book whenever you want, and then I can navigate and manage my time within that. Or I can design it where I only meet with clients once a week. And I use that one mode of my brain to be in talk mode, chat mode, focus mode that day only. And there's other days I use to create, other times that I use to consume. And so having that designed that way is much different than just managing time. Because we look at, and then when we do this, what we're trying to do is really identify what really matters to you in the bigger picture of things, not just what your time allows for. So scheduling for energy, not just availability. I think that's a big difference to understand. And so we first want to identify what matters to you, that bigger picture of things, and get clear on what you actually want time for. So too often we don't question that. We give our time away. So once we do that, we look at the reality of your life and your schedule. We look at your actual life schedule and identify what kind of time do you really have? Do we make some changes? And then we design a way to make space for both your have tos, those obligations, those client meetings, whatever they are, and your wish tos, your want tos every day. Not sometime in the future, but every day. So we use that and infuse the best practices and neuroscience and all those ways to create this space of time design so you can enjoy life now, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole goal. It's not the time in the future.
Yeah. Got it. And again, another interesting concept like scheduling for energy, but not for availability. Because if you have that energy, you can do anything, right? And if you're booking
Yeah.
time for the sake of it, it doesn't make any sense. Awesome.
Yeah, well, a lot of times you go, well, I'm available, I can do it. But are you at your best self? Are you in your best place? Are you going to feel resentful for giving this time away because
Yeah.
you're available? So it's not worth it. That trade-off isn't worth it. So we really need to understand what we're trading for when we say yes to things. Because every time we say yes to something, we're saying no to something else. What
Yeah.
are we saying no to?
Got it. And also, Tanya, your client list, right? It includes award winning directors, $1 million startups, and Forbes 30 under 30 innovators. So, I'm interested to learn from you what common traits do you see in these high achievers and how do you help them reach their full potential?
Yeah, well, so common traits. I would say there's definitely a relentless curiosity. They're always willing to go, well, what if? What about? Right? What if we did this? How could this work? Definitely resilience, because most people who get to that level, there's no such thing as unscathed, right? There, you always find space where there's failure. It can move you forward or can have you quit, right? I think Seth Godin says that if I fail more than you, then I win because it means I'm still in the game. And so having that resilience to continually show up, that is a huge thing that all of my clients share in common. And they have a strong vision. It goes beyond just, I want to make this much in the bank. And that's okay. Having those income goals are wonderful, but having the bigger vision of what that really looks like for you in their life, that's I think what those traits are. They're always learning. They bounce back from setbacks quickly and they have a clear idea of where they want to go. And we really help them by continuing to get that clarity, right? You'll hear that word a lot in what we do, helping them define that vision and set clear, actionable goals. Inspiration will never be enough. And you got to have a strategy, right? Strategy has to be in real time. It's not a theory or idea. You got to go, what exactly am I doing and when? And so we start to get out of the clouds and all the great inspiration and move into the nitty gritty of what do I do on Thursday, right? Like that's the big difference. And then, of course, accountability, knowing that somebody's invested with you, they're checking in, they want to see the progress. Just that co creation and support, I think, is how we are able to move these already incredible people towards what they really want to do, right? It's just partnering with them.
Amazing. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation. And after such an incredible points discussed so far, it's time for us to add some more spice and some more excitement to the episode. So if you're ready, let's do the second rapid fire round.
Let's do it.
Okay, here comes the first bullet. If you could have one gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say?
There is no someday on the calendar. Your someday starts today.
Wow, so powerful. And how would you spend $1 million in 10 days?
Oh, $1 million in 10 days. Probably donate to some impactful charities. Invest. I've got to invest. If I only got 10 days, invest in the market, real estate, startups, maybe some property, right? Buy a home and probably take one big luxury vacation with all my friends and family. Why not? If we got to blow the money, let's go big.
And can you describe yourself in just one word?
Relentless. Good or bad, relentless.
Love it. And given a chance to interview a celebrity, who would you choose?
Oh, celebrities. In my world, I think they're all business celebrities. So I'm going to say Seth Godin. I love his books. I love his views, and I would love to chat with him. So yeah, Seth Godin.
Great marketeer of this generation, right? Wonderful.
Yes.
And so if you could take only 3 things with you to space, right? What would those be?
To space. Definitely a camera, right? You got to get a good shot. Probably a good book because I'll have some time to pass, and a journal. I think there would be a lot of thinking going on. So I'm saying book, journal, and a camera.
Okay, great. And here comes the last one for the second rapid fire. So can you name any app that you wish that existed?
Oh yeah. I would love a life admin app, something that handles all your scheduling from your business meetings to school plays, your bill payments, your renewals, to-do list, shopping list, booking, just manage it all together automatically. That's what I want.
Interesting. And after that amazing second rapid fire, let's sweep back to the mainstream. So you have a new toolkit for your audience, right? Goals to game plan. Yes. So what the need to create this, right? And with the growth of modern business mastery, what are your future plans for both this brand, Time Design, and Tanya MFK?
All of the things. Yeah. Well, we created goals to game plan because as you heard, there's lots of different kind of ideas and concepts and thoughts that we have that we teach about. But as you've also heard me say, it's you got to move from inspiration to action. And all of this sounds great, live your best life and yada yada. But how do you do it? How do you do it when you got a ton on your plate, when you're running a business? You might have kids running around and all the other things vying for your life and attention. It sounds really great on an Instagram post, but how do you make it real? How do you make it real for your own life? And so Goals to Game Plan actually walks through not just generic planning, but really about mindset, psychology, neuroscience, all of the pieces that you need to look at and draw out, literally write out a plan, how to make this real, how to make that viable. And we just found that that was missing. A lot of the inspiration is there, but the actual steps to make it happen. And so this book that we are offering to anyone for free has 15 different resources to walk you through uncovering your motivation, understanding how to organize your time, how to switch your mindset, how to create accountability if you don't have a group or a coach. So all of the tools that we have. And then, of course, with modern business mastery and all the other things that we're doing, modern business mastery really serves to be the antithesis of the old antiquated rules about business, right? We want to put you in a place where you go when you want that honest, clear take of what to do. And we want to be a place where you don't have to pay for all the advice, right? There's so much great advice out there that everyone deserves to have. And so we're planning to expand our programs and our courses. But of course, we also have, we're expanding our free membership community to include even more ongoing support and learning. And so really breaking down that paywall that I think this old way of high ticket coaching has really walled off. Only those who can invest a ton amount to be successful. We've tried to make that democratized for everyone. And so that's really what we're doing with MBM and Goals to Game Plan, the book. And then for Tanya MFK and the Success by Design, we're aiming for that more personalized coaching, strategic planning tools, keynotes, things like that. But in the end, just helping those high achievers, people similar to me, people who just can't stop, but helping them organize, simplify, clarify so they can have strong strategies, accountability, so they can succeed without burning out. That's really what it's about.
Superb. So for those of you who are listening or watching this episode, you'll find the links to the book in the show notes or episode description. Go ahead and grab a copy. And I'm sure it is going to add a lot of value, right? Amazing.
Absolutely.
Please go ahead. Any closing comments?
I was going to say absolutely. And it's a very short read. So I'm telling you, about 90 minutes, 2 hours. You'll get through that. You'll have some homework to do, but you'll be in momentum. This is an actionable book. So something that isn't going to sit on your shelf. Like, you got to do the work if you're going to make it happen. And it's all provided for you. So definitely jump in that and let us know what you think as well. Put some comments below.
And Tanya, what is MFK stand for?
It's actually my name. So my name is Tanya Marie Figueres Kreisinger. And because no one's going to know how to spell that, let alone type it in for a website, we decided to go with Tanya MFK. And it worked really great for SEO because I'm the only one. So it's great.
And probably a neurology factor might have also got added. You never know. All right. I love your energy and I love your spirit. And this has been such an amazing conversation. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. So how is your experience being hosted on The Guiding Voice?
Oh, it was lovely. So many innovative questions and fun things I hadn't thought about before. So thank you. It was a great way to wake up.
Most welcome and pleasure to host you, and looking forward to hosting you again in future.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. So friends, that was our episode with Tanya MFK. And before we jump into the fun trivia section, we have a quick request. In case if you haven't already subscribed to TGV, the Guiding Voice podcast, please subscribe to our podcast from wherever you have tuned in, because subscribing keeps you updated on new episodes. And also, if you have enjoyed the conversation, please share with at least 3 of your friends or colleagues, or your Telegram groups or WhatsApp groups or Discord groups, so that your friends might also like TGV. So spread the knowledge and help others grow just like you. And now it is time for us to cruise into the trivia segment of today's episode. And today's trivia is about successful women leaders who faced adversity. Tanya has also faced a lot of adversity at such an young age, and she's standing tall. I thought I would present you few facts related to some other leaders just like Tanya who have faced the adversity and have made a difference. So first is Mary Barra. So Mary Barra is the CEO of General Motors. She faced the challenge of being a woman in a male-dominated industry, and she started working at GM, General Motors, as an 18-year-old intern and rose through the ranks by taking on various challenging roles. Her commitment to education, despite her demanding job, Bara has pursued her MBA at Stanford University, balancing work and studies in order to enhance her leadership skills. And second is Serena Williams. Serena Williams faced significant health challenges, including life-threatening blood clots, while also dealing with the pressures of being a top athlete. And despite these adversities, she continued to excel in her tennis career. And Williams has used her platform to advocate for better healthcare for women, particularly highlighting the disparities faced by women of color. So likewise, if you know of any interesting and inspiring story of women leaders, I would love to know from you. And if you are watching this episode, you can comment there, or if you have found the episode on some social media platform, you can comment there as well. So folks, that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and also for being part of our awesome TGV family. We would love to hear from you, so do not hesitate to share your ideas, feedback either to our social media, or you can also email us at theguidingvoiceforyou@gmail.com, 4 as in digit 4 and you as letter U. And let's create content that resonates with. I'm your host Naveen Samala, a lifelong learner, and my goal is to have impactful conversations that simplify and amplify your life's success. So until next time, take care, stay inspired, and remember the future holds great things because the best is yet to come. Goodbye for now. See you on the next episode with another amazing guest. Love you all. Take care.